Dealing with COVID-19 is uncharted territory, and everyone has different challenges. People may feel anxious, down, or overwhelmed. For some, these feelings can lead to changes in sleep patterns, an increased use of alcohol or drugs, or withdrawing from the people around them. If you know someone who's having a hard time coping, you can help by reaching out to talk and listen. To learn more about how you can help someone in need, call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-TALK. Brought to you by the state of Washington.
This is Big Poppy, host of Jazz from the Cabinets. Join me each week for a listening tour of the first century of jazz, an eclectic mix of Dixieland, big band, cool jazz, bebop, contemporary jazz, world jazz, all jazz in all forms. That's Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy on Rainier Avenue Radio, streaming worldwide on RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Hey, Buford, why are you kicking that old CD player?
Because I can't hear the radio.
Can't hear the radio? Let me help you.
Hey, you two, quit beating up that outdated audio equipment. You can't hear the radio on a CD player.
You can.
No, you can't, you adorable simpletons. But you can hear some great radio on the Rainier Avenue Radio App. It's brand new, it's free, and it's available for Android and iPhone. In fact, you can download the Rainier Avenue Radio App right now from the Google Play Store or the iPhone App Store.
I'm going to go give me a smartphone right now.
I'm just going to put a graduation cap on my rotary phone.
You two have very significant personal issues. Get the Rainier Avenue Radio.world app today.
Khi nào nên đeo khẩu trang? Hầu như mọi lúc mà bạn đi ra ngoài, như đi cà phê, trên xe buýt, hay đi thăm bố mẹ, khi đi làm, đi dạo buổi trưa trong công viên, hoặc mưa buổi tối trên đường về nhà. Hãy đeo khẩu trang trong mọi hoàn cảnh, vì khẩu trang ngăn chặn sự lây lan của COVID-19 và giúp bang Washington mở cửa. Người dân Washington, hãy đeo khẩu trang để mở cửa bang Washington. Hãy truy cập website coronavirus.wa.gov để biết thêm thông tin chi tiết. Thông điệp này do chính phủ bang Washington mang đến cho bạn.
You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Welcome to Real Estate and Money, a half-hour program on Rainier Avenue Radio.world designed to help you whether you're a buyer, seller, investor, or renter in real estate. Your hosts are three local professionals who will escort you on your journey. Violeta Strash, who has years of media advertising and marketing experience and brings this extensive knowledge to John L. Scott Real Estate and all our clients. Tina Lombard, who is a mortgage loan originator with Cardinal Financial with over 28 years of experience, and Elsie Shadon, who has over 13 years of experience as a licensed real estate broker. And now here's Violeta, Tina, and Elsie.
Well, hello, everyone. How are you, V?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
You know who's missing? Elsie. Because everyone, she is heading out to Alabama, I believe, right? Alabama. She's moving to Alabama and getting ready to move. Mm-hmm. So she is trying to wrap everything up, but she'll be on and off the show every so often when she can. So we miss her because she does our market update, and I don't have that today. So we're just gonna go ahead and continue on. But I want to welcome everyone again to our 2:30 Real Estate and Money program here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. You can catch us after the show by calling 206-717-4490. Or there's Tina's number on the screen in front of you, and there's my number in case you want to talk to me about anything real estate related. So let's go from there. What are we talking about today, Tina?
Well, first of all, let's get some phone numbers out for those people who do want to call in. And that phone number here from the station is 206-717-4490. Actually, that is outside the show, 206-717-4490. And today we're going to talk about the exterior of your home. So a lot of people don't realize, winter, spring is on its way in. And so we can start landscaping, we can start painting, we can start focusing on the exterior of our home. So we're going to be talking about that. And then on part 2 of today, we're going to be talking about how to finance those extra projects like the hot tubs and the moving ponds and the bridges that people have in the backyard. We're going to be talking about how to finance those spring to-do lists. So let's get started. So as far as exterior, V, what do you got going?
Well, people will drive up, they'll see the front of your house, and they'll look at the yard, right? What do you have going on when they're coming in for an open house? You probably need to make sure that your landscaping, the grass is cut, there are no leaves around. You've got maybe some pots on the way up the sidewalk to the entry of your home, and maybe a pot or two or hanging plant right there by the front door. You want to look at the house itself and look at the exterior paint. Do you need to repaint that house? Do you need to clean the brick? If you have brick, you look at the roof. Is the roof old and needs some shingles replaced or total replacement of the roof? And then windows too, right, Tina?
Right.
Eyes to the inside of the house. And as you're inside looking out, make sure the seals are good. Make sure, there are different types of windows. There are wood wrap windows, there are vinyl windows, there are grids in the windows, there are plain glass windows, but make sure your windows are clean. If you're getting ready to sell the house, get a window cleaner out there, have them do that, and also clean up. You want to look at, besides the roof, the gutters. Make sure they're clean. We've got hoses rolling around the ground, maybe tripping some potential viewers, and you want to roll those up, get them out of the way, and just have your front yard, first thing that they see, have it looking spectacular. And the front door, people are painting their front doors different colors. You feng shui your door. You can have it red. You can have it black. Royalty is purple. But make sure it's clean. The entry itself is clean because you're welcoming people into a space that they're going to want to love inside and out. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Tina?
No, that's very true. I know in certain neighborhoods, you can drive through the neighborhood and get a lot of different ideas. But, first thing you want to look at is landscaping. Make sure that you do have a good solid foundation, that your grass is up to par. A lot of the hedges are trimmed. The trees, any low-hanging bushes, that sort of thing, or limbs need to be cut and trimmed away. If you have any dead plants or plants that look like they're on their way out, help them along, take them out. For those, of course, that will come back up in the spring, of course, you let those go. But if you've got anything in your yard that needs to, like any type of junk, any type of hoarding type of personality traits hanging out in your yard, like you've got old trash cans hanging around, or you have bags of soil that you meant to plant and you didn't really use. But if you have anything in your yard that is not part of the landscaping or not part of the decor, it's got to go. Any old lawn chairs and old furnitures and dead plastic plants that you may have out there, just get that all out of there. Make sure everything is cleaned, is cleaned down. Your pavement, if there's any oil stains on the pavement from old cars, make sure that you get that cleaned up. And once you get a good thorough trim of your landscape on the outside of the front of your yard, you want to make sure you look at the paint. Make sure the paint looks good. For FHA loans, if there's any type of wood chip or any type of painting that's chipping, an FHA appraiser is going to stop the loan and have somebody fix that. So if you have any chipping on your house as far as paint is concerned, you want to make sure that you get it handled immediately. And it's not so much just going up there and doing it yourself. If it's a bigger job, go ahead and spend the money and get that taken care of. And like Vee was talking about, she was talking about windows. Of course, windows are the eyelets to your home. People see in, people see out. If you are planning to do a renovation on your windows, right now, because of COVID and some of the supplies and some of the chains of supplies are limited, it may take anywhere from 6 to 12 weeks to order some windows. And
that's right. That's what you were saying about your place, right?
Yeah. It took from I think the last week of December until about 2 weeks ago for me to get my windows in.
Wow.
So yeah, they were pretty true to, it was going to take 8 to 12 weeks. They were true to that. And it's not the companies that are slow. It's just the distribution lines that are kind of boggled up with foods and different things because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So you want to get that, and just like you said, the front door. I mean, what do you want to put there to decor it? Do you have some plants that are some vases out there? I have food dogs. I've got my lions.
Yeah.
So I've got
My
the lions
dogs are inside. Are the dogs supposed to be inside or outside, Tina?
outside. When you go by
The
those
dogs? Oh.
Yeah, when you go outside those buildings, see those giant lions?
Yeah.
On people's gates and in the front. Yeah, it's supposed to be on the outside.
Oh, I have my little food dogs inside the house.
Do you? Okay.
Because I don't want them kind of walking away. So it's inside my house.
So it was. You want to think about that. I mean, if you go around the back of the house, same thing too. If you have any debris, if you got leaves from that was just a maintenance guy right there. Speaking of that,
leaves.
that was somebody. I got people working. But but I mean, if you've got like leaves from the fall that you couldn't get to because the frost came or snow came, you want to get in your backyard and start moving that around, moving some leaves around, getting some dead debris out of the way, debris that is going to have to get out of there for spring. Dead leaves, dead anything. You can start doing that now. I myself had my landscaper came by and started fertilizing last week, even though there was snow on the ground. I mean, it's not too late to get some fertilizer, but you get your backyard up in shape too. I mean, people, they go from the front yard and they're like, I like the house. And they walk in, they look around the house, I like the house. And they look in the backyard and it's a different story. So make sure, your front yard and your backyard match.
I think it's almost time. It's spring planting time, right? I think we should get in some people from a nursery and talk about, your plants, whether it's fruits, vegetables, or flowers. Let's take a look at the landscape out in the back and in the front. And, we hired a landscape designer to put in our water feature, which is a waterfall, a brook, the bridge, and a pond. And then they designed all the plants that go around that and up the rock steps going up to the gated entry. So, landscape, there are interior designers, and then you have the landscape designers. So while we're talking about the outside of the home, they can say, no, you don't have room for a pool, lady. Maybe a hot tub.
Yeah.
That's a good option.
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, I'm trying to get a hot tub out on my deck. I think it's going to take like 3 or 4 months.
What? Again, for delivery of the item?
Parts.
Oh, boy.
Parts. Yeah. They don't have hot tubs with the parts and stuff. So, I mean, but then I have to make sure that my deck is secure for that, get that out. And if the deck needs, refacing or something, I'm going to need more, But yeah, so but then I've got a bunch of plants back there. I've got some plants like some gardening where I have to take all those vegetations out, and then I got new vegetation. But then there are some like I've got mint, and I've got some daisies and some other things that are going to come up regardless. They look dead now, but they're going to spring back up. So I don't want to remove them.
Those bulbs, the bulbs are perennials. They'll come up every year. And if you don't contain them, they're going to spread out everywhere. I had trouble getting rid of a bunch of bulbs. So they just keep propagating year after year. And I just left them alone then. Oh, well. The snails and the slugs can eat those. I don't care.
Yeah. So, so the back too, people go out into the backyard. Like here, if my backyard is messy or my deck is messy, I try to keep my visitors inside the house, but in the summertime, they go straight through your house, right out to the deck. Yeah. So you want to make sure that your back door is also important, so that my back door people can see that walk by on my on the trail, on the pavement behind my house, and so my back door is just as important. Of course, I've got exterior lights out there. I've got lights that come on in the at nighttime. They're solar lights, which are really nice because they don't hook up to your house. And I've got movement lights back in my backyard, but lights are also another component. I want to make sure that my lights in the backyard and everything in the backyard looks just as stunning as the front yard, because people do see the backyard.
Yeah, and the backyard now has, the decks or the outdoor living space, gazebos. People are putting in kitchens, full kitchens, or a fireplace and seating area around a pool. But the outdoor space is very important these days. And so people will spend a lot of money on that. Yeah.
Yeah, because now, especially with the pandemic, they're just doing all the entertainment at home.
Yes.
It's cheaper.
The weather is going to be nice. So yes, everyone will migrate to the backyard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So on that note, let's go to a quick break.
Mm-hmm.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts Violeta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North, Elsie Shadon with Keller Williams Mountain to Sound and the LC Legacy Group, and Tina Lombard with Cardinal Financial. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Great. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about financing. Okay.
All the little projects. Yes.
Got to do it. Because, landscaping, you can do it yourself, but, if you need to hire a professional landscaper, that may cost up in the thousands. If you need to reface the side of your house with either new windows or new paint, it may cost a pretty penny. So what do you do? Some projects may only cost like $3,000 or $4,000. Some projects are major, like Violeta said, roof, gutters. You want to take down a tree or something that's going to cost up in the thousands. So when you're anywhere from that $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 on up, or you want to put a swimming pool in or a fancy hot tub, what do you do? Well, a lot of people right now, if you haven't refinanced already, the rates are like 3% or 3.5% on your first mortgage. So do you really want to unlock your mortgage that you have right now to take cash out? Well, first of all, you could pull money out of your bank account. You can pull $30,000 cash out of your bank account, no problem. Okay, but if you'd like to finance, you can take out credit cards. But for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 on a credit card, you may not have that credit limit. And if you do, it may be 5, 10, 15%. So the best place to go and get financing from is from your house, because your house has got the lowest interest rate. So your first mortgage is basically it is the lowest interest rate on your house because it's the first position and it's at least of risk if there's a lien or something on your property. So those rates are like, 2.5%, 3%, 3.5%, just depending on what your first mortgage is at. If you were to take cash out of your house, what would happen is they would unlock your first mortgage, give you a bundle of cash, whatever you ask for and what you can receive as far as a loan, and they'll do the whole loan again plus the cash out. So example, let's say you have $250,000 out on your house and your house is worth $600,000. You can take an extra $50,000 out. So they would undo your first mortgage at $250,000, give you another $50,000 cash and do a brand new loan for $300,000. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So that whole loan, depending on what your credit score is, blah, 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 that whole new loan will be under a new umbrella, a new mortgage, and a new interest rate. So that's a route to go. But let's say you've got like a 2.75 on your first mortgage. Let's say the rates are a little higher, which they are right now. Let's say the rates are now 3.5% or 3.25. You're not going to want to unlock your first mortgage at 2.75 with a big giant balance on it just to get a $15,000 bed of roses, and then, so it may be not cost effective to do a first mortgage. So what do? Well, a lot of banks offer, and a lot of mortgage companies offer what's called a home equity loan. And what a home equity loan is a loan that is secured by your property and it's in second position. So it's usually referred to as a second mortgage or a home equity loan or a home equity line of credit. Mm-hmm. So your first mortgage is like, let's just pretend your house is worth $1 million because that's the average price of Seattle anyway. So it's just it's $1 million. You owe $500,000 on it. Okay. And you want to take out $50,000. Well, instead of dipping into your mortgage, the bank will say, great, $50,000. We'll come in behind your first mortgage. We'll give you $50,000 and we'll put another lien on your property behind your first mortgage. So if anything should happen to you, you should get beamed up by aliens or win the lotto and just take off to, Brazil or something. If you don't get the mortgage back, the first mortgage is going to be paid off. And then the second mortgage in second position would get paid off secondly. So those mortgages, you qualify just like you qualify for a first mortgage. They look at your pay stubs, your W-2s, your tax returns. I mean, they're going to qualify you with paper. It's not as easy as getting a car loan or a credit card. I mean, it's a lot of money, so they're going to secure it with your property. So you're going to turn that in. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks. Sometimes it takes a month, just depending on the bank and the situation. Classically, sometimes they will order an appraisal on your property to make sure they don't give you more money than what the value is. Sometimes they may just drive by to make sure that the house is actually standing and it's not burnt down and there's 50,000 cars parked around it or something crazy, okay? But a lot of times they'll do an appraisal of some sort, either drive-by or a physical. And then after that, they actually give you the mortgage. Now, give you the money to the second loan. Now, there are fixed home equity loans and there are home equity loan lines of credit, which are lines of credit. They act like a credit card. So let's say you took out $50,000 of a line of credit, but you only need $10,000 now to do your landscaping. And then you need another $15,000 for your hot tub. Then you may need another $5,000 for front windows. So you can use the loan like a credit card, use it when you want to use it, when you need to use it, and you pay it back like a credit card, like a line of credit. That's a home equity line of credit. Some people say, look, I know I'm just only going to do the roof. It's going to cost me $28,000. I just need that. Give me that money and let me go. And that's a fixed mortgage rate with a home equity loan. So those are your options as far as financing for your house. And like I said, they're very easy to obtain. Banks are a very, very, very good place to go. I always encourage people to go to the banks first and foremost, because that's what they do, and they do very, very well. A lot of times they have bundled services where they do title and signing and lender services, other fees. Everything is just bundled and it's done at the bank level. So the client doesn't have to run around town trying to get the loan. Everything is bundled and it's taken care of for you at your bank or credit union. Mortgage bankers actually, any loans under $100,000, it is just not economically feasible for us to put our hands on it. So the first place you want to go for a home equity loan or line of credit would be at your bank or credit union. Does that make sense?
Yes. And as a matter of fact, John L. Scott has a new program in place for sellers where, you're getting ready to put your house on the market, but your agent has come around the house, walked around with you and said, you probably need to do this, and this, replace your roof, whatever it is. And, okay, you don't have that kind of money right now to put into the remodel. So we're giving sellers options to use our services called Market Ready Plus program, where we will assess the situation, figure out what it is that you need, and based on the equity of your home, we can give you a loan to get these items taken care of, remediated, or whatever it is that you need to do. And your agent, me, will be with you the whole time, making sure the right contractors are in place. And if you choose to, there's a secondary part of that where you get to work with the contractor, okay, and that they assign to you, and all these things can be done without bothering you or your agent or however you want to do it. But that program is in place to help our sellers expedite the listing of their home. So that's an option there for you. Financing is there in front. You make payments up front, or you make payments at the end. They'll take it out of the proceeds of the house, for example. So that's an excellent program to take a look at if you want another option besides what you have. Yeah.
That is really, really cool. Wow. So I mean, I encourage a lot of people to say, well, I don't want to do that. I want to tap into my equity. I don't want to, but the thing is, if you, if doing the landscaping and doing the painting and refurbishing the windows and making everything look nice, repairing the deck, if that is going to just cost you a couple $1,000s and it's going to really make a big impact in the resale of your house, then it's worth it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's going to give you more eye appeal. It's going to get you that $40,000 above offer. do it. Okay.
Yeah. For example, I have a situation where I've got a $800,000 appraisal on a home, needs a lot of fixing up. And if you put in, say, 100,000, you might get well over $1 million for that house when it's ready to sell.
Yes.
So, it's out there. Buyers are waiting for your home, regardless of what condition it's in. The market is still hot right now.
Yeah, true. That's true. So do we have any announcements before we go?
Yes. Okay, we've got Rainier Avenue Radio celebration of shows for Women's History Month. Did you know that? It's Women's History Month, and it was a Women's International Women's Day the other day. And our high school football broadcast with Eastside Catholic, yay! At Rainier Beach. Oh, you say yay.
I'm Rainier Beach. I'm Rainier Beach alumni.
Eastside Catholic. Okay, this Friday at 7, and Nathan Hale at Franklin on Saturday at 6 p.m. So right after our show, we have R&R Live Jam Session. And that's it for this week on Real Estate and Money. Tell them goodbye, Tina.
Oh, we'll go by. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, 2:30 Tuesdays. See you next time. Bye. Oh.
You've been listening to Real Estate and Money with your hosts Violeta Strash, Tina Lombard, and Elsie Shadon. For more information, call 206-717-4490. That's 206-717-4490. Go to the Rainier Avenue Radio.world website to find the Real Estate and Money schedule, or tune in to our live show every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3. We will help you find your dream home.
Bye, Elsie.